How to use the Get Calley automatic call dialer. In this video, I'm going to show you how simple it is to use our automatic call dialer. Now, before you begin, you first have to make sure you received an email, and the email should look something like this. It'll say from Get Calley, and I scroll down pretty fast because it has my email and login. So once you receive this email, it'll give you your username, login, and your password, which is just up a little bit above there. And then you can actually learn more about this app if you haven't already utilized it, or if you don't even know what I'm talking about. Perfect place. First, download the app. If you have Google Play, there's the link. If you have Apple, there's the link. And then watch the getting started video. This video right here will walk you through the basics of getting set up with this app, and it'll take you to another informational place where you can learn. But I think this video may be sufficient enough to show you exactly how to navigate it, so you may or may not need it. So what I want to do is I want to log into a demo account I've created so I can show you guys for demonstration purposes. Oops, 1 second. All right. And then once you're logged in, you'll see your name up top. It'll say welcome to Calley. And you'll have these 3 lines up here where just if you need to get started, you can watch this video. It's a 2-minute setup video. Also, you have the settings where you'll see your name, your phone number, and you can actually put your announcements if you want to receive announcements. If you want to have your incoming calls logged. Sorry, Calley is shooting me some messages right now. But about us, if you want to learn information about them, the privacy policy, and if you need help, you can tap that. As you can see, they're popping up, so they respond pretty fast in WhatsApp if you ever have any issues. So to the right at the top, you have your notification bell, which anytime you get a notification, it'll show up right there. And then also, if you need to connect with them, there's the help area where there's WhatsApp, live chat. You can request a demo. You can watch the YouTube video. So they do a lot to make sure that you are informed. As you see, they're sending me trainings right up there, but I'm just doing this freelancing myself. So what you can do is, if you have been plugged in by us, then you probably automatically have your leads, your agent, your call list. So you can tap start calling now, and it should pull up your calling list. Now, for this demonstration, we're going to use our leads that we're getting for life insurance, and they're going through Facebook. So those are Smart Life Brokers bot leads. So anytime you create a calling list, or one's created for you, it'll show up here. You can always refresh to make sure you have the most up-to-date lead list. Then tap the arrow. The arrow will take you here. So you'll see 31 calls. How many calls have I done? How many have scheduled? So before I start dialing, I want to just show you the bottom 4 tabs. Right now, we're looking at the dashboard, which has this information. Here, we're looking at all of the numbers, so you can get an idea of who's who. And if you want to search for a specific name, like let's say I want to see where Selena is, I can just type her name in, and then there's her information. I can also call her from here or load another list, right? But if you tap the next button, this shows your history. Now, there's no data right now, so you won't be able to see any of the history. But as you start to make phone calls, you'll start to see who you called and what happened right here. And then if you have any calls that you scheduled for a follow-up call or a callback, they'll show here, so that way you don't lose track of who you need to reach back out to. And you could always filter them by the scheduled date, alphabetically, from date to date. So very simple. Back to the dashboard, I'm going to click on start calling. So right here, you can actually choose if you want to delay in seconds between every call. So let's say I make a phone call and then it ends, and I just want a few seconds to document that call, or, search for the next person's information. You may want to put some time. So I generally put 5 seconds, and you can do standard mode or uninterrupted mode, which select the calling mode you prefer to make for your outbound calls to manage call delay between each. So I'm going to do standard mode. And then from here, it's going to dial the number. You'll see a countdown from 5 seconds. I can either skip, and then it's going to actually make the phone call. Now, it's going to use my phone number that I have associated with my cell phone. So there will be another video where we'll show you how to set this up with like a Google Voice or another phone number that's attached to your phone. But this is using my actual phone number that's synced with my iPhone, which I'm open for business, so I have no problem with them knowing it's me. But for those that like to switch their numbers and use Phone Burner, we're going to show you another training to show you how to use a different number in that video. But for this one, it's going to dial straight from my phone. And then let's say, actually, it may cut the video out. If it does, then I'll just record another video to show you what happens after the dial. Okay, so I called my lead, and the message that came up said it was not reachable. So that would actually, what I would want to do is document that call. Now, it's important to document the calls because how else will you know who you called, what the reaction was, what the response was, and how else will your team know who to follow up with? So in here, we have feedback. You tap on the feedback, and then you just choose what happened. Call back later. If they hung up, did you close the deal? Are they saying do not call them? Did they schedule a call? Was it the wrong number? Is it not in service? Did nobody answer? Interested or not interested? So for this one, it was not in service. So I'm going to tap not in service. Now, when we have SMS set in here, right, we can actually send them a message. You can select an SMS template. So, hi, Alton. I called you, but the call went unanswered. Can you call me back as you get this message? So I can tap on SMS, which we're setting up. I can tap on WhatsApp. I believe this is another number, and then there's email. So I'll have to play around with this a few times to kind of see where it takes you. But you know what? Let's just do it. You don't have a county prefix to the number as WhatsApp guidelines. Okay, prefix for current number, prefix for whole list. Yes, 1. Yes, that's what I want to use. Okay. Okay, so it's going to open my WhatsApp and I can send them a text message. Otherwise, I can send them a message straight from my phone. This was a message. I have no idea where that message went from, but it was sent. And then here is your email. So you can send them messages directly from here. Super easy. You can reschedule the call. If you want to make some call notes, you can add that here. Your notes will go here. And if you want to recall them, that'll be the button on the left. If you want to end this, cancel out, that's the circle with the line through it. And when you're ready to move on to the next call, just tap the arrow. The green, I'm sorry. So now it's going to load up your next call. And, you know, most of us probably have our other contact form open so we can see all of our lead information. Because right here, you don't get to see everything. It tells their age. So you see their year. You see where they are, Rhode Island. You see their email and then the notes and their name. So if you want more information, you may have to go into your main source of where you're drawing that contact's information. But this is really good for, you know, making the dial. So I'm not going to call him. It's the same process. You call and then you'll go ahead and document that call. And this thing will keep taking you through the list until you're finished. Now, let's say I want to skip this number. There it is. I can skip him and go to the next call. Now, let's say I want to cancel. So here it's showing me how many calls I have left, how many calls I did. And if I tap this button now you're going to see my history. Customer wants us to call back. They hung up, deal closed. So if you're looking for specific response, you can tap on that. Like, let's see if I got the not in service. He's not on the do not call list, right? He's on the not in service. So I probably need to add that on there too, but you'll be able to see the history of your calls and all that stuff will show there. So I hope this video was informative. As always, you can always go to getcalley.com to learn more about it. You can always go to settings or help right here, and they will help you more further if you have any information or any questions you need. But this should get you started. This should be able to be enough for you to make the dials, to call the leads, to try to get some appointments scheduled. Now, if you can close them on this call, great, but at least you can speak with somebody and schedule an appointment. So I hope this video helps, and I'll see you in the next one.